Yes, sir.
When are we to be paid?
In due course, Nigel.
These are outstanding.
I'm aware they're outstanding, sir. That's why.
Mr. Shepherd, these bills go back for months and months. Look, February, March, April. Mr. Shepherd, when are we to have tatters?
Gentlemen, the war is over.
Bonaparte, sir?
Bonaparte has abdicated. He is confined to the island of Elba. We're going home.
Gentlemen, the Admiral. The Admiral.
No, I will not have a sailor in my house. I strongly object to the Navy. It brings persons of obscure birth into undue distinction. And it cuts up a man's youth and vigour most horribly. One day, last spring, in town, I was in company with a certain Admiral Baldwin, the most deplorable-looking personage you can imagine. His face the colour of mahogany, rough and rugged, all lines and wrinkles, 9 grey hairs along the side, nothing but a dab of powder on top. In the name of heaven, said I to Sir Basil Morley, who happened to be standing near, who is that old fellow? Old fellow, cried Sir Basil. Why, that is Admiral Baldwin, who is 40 and no more. And they're all the same.
Have a little mercy on the poor men, Sir Walter. We were not all born to be handsome.
You will not have a naval man as a tenant.
No, I will not, Shepherd, no.
Then there is but one course open to you. You must retrench.
Retrench?
Retrench?
How may I retrench? A baronet must be seen to live like a baronet.
Sir Walter, I have been your neighbour for a good many years, and am as solicitous for the credit of your family as anybody could well be. But your debts are extreme. You must retrench. I have therefore taken the liberty of drawing up some plans of economy for your family. I have made exact calculations, and I have consulted Anne on some points of detail.
Anne? Why?
What? Journeys? London? Servants? Table? I'd as soon quit Kellynch Hall at once than remain on it on such disgraceful terms.
Bath is but 50 miles from Kellynch, and, if I may be permitted my opinion, an altogether safer location for a gentleman in your predicament. In Bath, I think you may be important at comparatively little expense.
Sorbet in September. How delightful.
Enjoy it. There'll be no more ice until the winter.
Bath is most congenial. The new assembly rooms are splendid, and there are concerts and recitals every week.
I am for Bath. I've always said Bath is incomparable. Who is this Admiral Croft?
I met with him at the quarter sessions in Taunton. He's a native of Somersetshire who acquired quite a handsome fortune in the war and wishes to return here.
Yes, but who is he?
He is a rear admiral of the White. He was in the Trafalgar action and has been in the East Indies since. He has been stationed there, I believe, several years.
Then I take it his face has both the colour and the texture of this macaroon.
The Admiral is a little weather-beaten, to be sure, but not much. He is a married man, but without children. A house is never taken care of, Sir Walter, without a lady. And a lady with no children is the very best preserver of furniture in the world. Moreover, I have found that Mrs. Croft is herself not unconnected in this country.
Oh? To whom is she connected?
She's the sister of a gentleman who lived among us once. What was his name? Lived at Monkton. brother of Mrs. Croft, bless me, what was his name? And you recall?
It's Wentworth. Wentworth.
Wentworth?
That's right, Wentworth. He had the curacy of Monksford some time back. You'll remember him, I'm sure.
Oh, Wentworth the curate. You misled me, Shepherd, by the term gentleman. Wentworth the curate's nobody. Quite unconnected, nothing to do with the Strafford family. Said I something amiss?
You remember father, the curate's brother. The same.
Let us not pursue it.
Please excuse me. The fire. I became overheated, that's all.
I am satisfied. I empower you to proceed with the treaty. You may take possession of Michaelmas, and Shepherd, with your consent, I wish to engage dear Mrs. Clay to reside with us in Bath. She will be a companion for Elizabeth.
I can think of no higher privilege for my daughter, sir, than to accompany Miss Elliot in society.
What about Anne? Is Anne not companion enough for you?
Oh, Anne won't be coming, Lady Russell. I had a letter this morning from Sister Mary, who's indisposed, and requires Anne's company in Uppercross, until her health improves. And since no one will want you in Bath, I'm sure you'd better stay here.
Information and entertainment awaits you on these shelves, Admiral. I confess I have not fully mastered it myself.
Oh, they're the most comfortable rooms, Sir Walter.
And thus we proceed to the dining room, Admiral. The second best silver will be at your disposal, Mrs. Croft. Instruct the servants to be civil to Admiral Croft, Anne. If I declare, he's the best-looking sailor I ever met. Indeed, if my own man might be allowed the arranging of his hair, I should not be ashamed of being seen with him anywhere.
Then we're going to go to Marks, and we are going to buy boxes and boxes of plants of that. And I haven't had time to speak to the gardeners, so here is the list of plants to the Lady Russell. And this is the list of books and music that I must have sent on to Bath. Then you better catalogue all the pictures and clear your rubbish out of the storeroom. And someone really ought to visit every house in the parish as a take leave. Does the Elliot Way.
If only I'd had a son. All this might one day have been his. Be what use you can to your sister Mary.
Yes, Father.
Lady Russell will fetch you up to Bath after Christmas.
For 8 years, you've been too little from home, too little seen. And your spirits have never been high since your disappointment. A larger society will improve them.
But I so dislike Bath.
Only because you associate it with the passing of your dear mother.
While my mother was alive, Lady Russell, there was moderation and economy in our home. And no need of moving out.
Do you travel directly to Uppercross?
Yes. Yes, I prefer to be gone when Admiral and Mrs. Croft arrive. I hope that they are as little familiar with the business as my own people seem to be.
I have no desire to meet the new tenants of Kellynch I feel this breakup of your family exceedingly. Indeed, it angers me. I've done my best to stand in your mother's place and offer the advice I believe she would have given. And now...
Lady Russell, I have never said this.
Do not talk of it. We shall not talk of it.
I do not blame you. Nor do I blame myself for having been guided by you. But I am now persuaded that in spite of the disapproval at home and the anxiety attending his prospects, that I should have been happier had
you were but 19, Anne. At 19, to involve yourself with a man who had nothing but himself to recommend him. Spirit and brilliance, to be sure, but no fortune, no connections. It was entirely prudent of you to reject him. Now, here are the new poems I was telling you of. Altogether, I care little for these romantics, do you?
Ooh.
So, you've come at last. I began to think I should never see you. I am so ill. I can hardly speak. I haven't seen a creature the whole morning. Suppose I were to be seized in some dreadful way. I'm not able to ring the bell.
Lady Russell, I notice, would not come in person. I do not think she's been in this house 3 times this summer.
Lady Russell cordially asked to be remembered to yourself and Charles.
Oh, Charles is out shooting. I haven't seen him since 7 o'clock. He said he would not stay long, but he hasn't come back, has he? I do believe if Charles were to see me dying, he wouldn't believe there was anything the matter with me.
Well, you know, I always cure you when I come to Applecross.
So, how is everyone at the Great House?
Oh, I can give you no account of them, I assure you. Not one of them has been near me. Doesn't happen to suit the Miss Musgroves, I suppose, to visit the sick.
Perhaps you will see them before the morning is gone.
Oh, I do not want them, I assure you. My sisters-in-law talk and laugh a great deal too much for one in my condition. And Henrietta goes on and on about that wretched curate from Winthrop. Oh, Anne. Why could you not have come earlier? Why, it is so unkind.
My dear Mary, I really have had so much to do.
What can you possibly have had to do?
Oh, a great many things, as a matter of fact.
Oh. Well. Dear me. You haven't asked me one word about our dinner at the pools yesterday.
Well, I thought you must have been obliged to give up the engagement.
Oh, no, I was very well yesterday. It's just today. I feel like death.
Had you a pleasant party?
Nothing remarkable. One always knows beforehand what the dinner will be and who will be there. It is so very uncomfortable not having a carriage of one's own. Charles's parents took me. It was so crowded. They take up so much room. I was crushed into the back seat with Henrietta and Louisa. And I think it most likely that my illness today may be owing to it. You know, Anne, I'm feeling somewhat improved. Always assuming I do not relapse. Shall we walk after lunch into the great house?
Oh, I'd like that.
He ought to have called on you first, of course. He ought to have had the manners to know what is due to you as my sister.
But I wouldn't dream of standing on ceremony with people I know so well as the Musgroves.
So Sir Walter and your sister are gone. And what part of Bath do you think they will settle in? Must that thing go exactly there, Henrietta?
Isn't it splendid, Mamma? It will sound very well with the pianoforte. Don't you think, Anne?
What was wrong with my old spinet, I'd like to know, that it must make way for this great noisy article?
Oh, Anne, will you play when we next give a dance? Well, you play a great deal better than either of us, and we are wild for dancing.
Oh, yes, please, Miss Anne. Oh, Lord bless me, how those fingers of hers can fly about.
I will play too, if you wish. I'm quite as accomplished as Anne.
Why, thank you, Mary.
Oh, but we all enjoy so much to watch you dancing, Mary. You're so light on your feet. And, as you know, Anne does not care to dance.
No.
I sent them round the back. Ah, we'll do it. There now. Oh, Miss Anne, what a great delight.
Mr. Musgrove, the delight is all mine to return once more to Uppercross.
You're most welcome to be here among us.
Thank you. You look well, Charles. Very well.
I got a brace of pheasant this morning and Father hit a squab, but the dog couldn't find it.
Oh, no.
Feel pretty well, Anne, thank you, yes.
You were missed at luncheon, Charles.
Your father is in good health, I trust, Miss Anne?
They've gone to Bath, Papa. Do you not remember me saying?
Oh, yes, Bath.
Oh, I do hope we shall be in Bath this winter.
Perhaps we may.
But remember, if we do go, we must be in a good situation.
Ah, yes, somewhere near the circus, Papa.
Well, it's a big place, Bath.
Aye, it's a great big place.
So I believe.
Upon my word, I shall be well off, shan't I? When you were all gone away to be happy at Bath.
Anne, come and sit by the fire. My dear, I make it a rule of never interfering in my daughter-in-law's concerns. But I have to tell you, I have no very good opinion of the way Mary curbs her children. Oh, they are fine, healthy boys. But Lord bless me, how troublesome they can be.
Mrs. Musgrove is forever advising me on the care of little Charles and Waldo. Yet she gives them so many sweet things to eat, they invariably come home sick. Moreover, how am I supposed to keep them in order when their father spoils them so much?
I could manage the boys very well were it not for Mary's interference. And I wish you could persuade her not to be always fancying herself ill.
It is a very bad thing to be visited by children whom one can only keep in tolerable order by more cake than is good for them.
Could you possibly, whilst you are here, give Mary a hint that it would be better if she were not so very tenacious about taking precedence over Mamma? Nobody doubts her right to take precedence over Mamma, but it's not becoming of her always to insist on it. Mamma doesn't care about etiquette. It's the cake she cares about.
These people are apt to forget whose daughter I am. When you have a moment, you must speak to Charles, Anne, and persuade him that I am very, very ill.
Oh, Anne.
And when will the Admiral take possession? At Michaelmas.
Let's just hope they are not tardy about paying their respects. My husband is riding to hounds this morning, Admiral. Or he should have been here.
Oh, naturally, I'm disappointed, Mrs. Musgrove.
So too will he be. He has been curious to obtain a close view of his father-in-law's tenant.
No, let them be. So, come on, Pomini. There we go.
The Admiral loves children.
Yes, you want to sail the high seas, do you? Well, first, you have to learn to go up and down with the swell, like this. Oh, I can hear your timbers creaking on there.
It was you and not your sister, I find, who my brother had the pleasure of being acquainted with when he was in this country. Perhaps you have not heard. He is married.
Oh, that is excellent news, Mrs. Croft. I wish him every happiness.
Well, with your permission, I shall tell him so in my next letter.
Oh, please do.
Oh, and he has a new curacy, too. At last. They're settled in a parish in Shropshire.
Ever seen a boat made out of paper?
No.
Come, I'll show you. Here, over by the desk. That's it. There we go. Watch very closely.
I was just telling your sister about my brother Edward's good fortune in Shropshire. He's a curate.
A curate? How interesting.
Oh, we are expecting soon another brother of my wife's. A seafaring brother, whom you won't have met.
No, but we do know him. Do we not, Anne? He visited these parts when I was but a girl, and called at Kellynch Hall some once or twice.
Yes.
I did not know you were acquainted with Frederick also.
Yes. I believe you to have been in the Indies at that time.
There.
Hip, hip, hurrah! Hip, hip, hurrah! Hip, hip, hurrah!
Morning, Anne.
Oh, good morning.
Papa has met Captain Wentworth.
Indeed, has he?
Yes. He and Mamma drove over to Kellynch, and he was there. He has just returned to England, or paid off, or something. And
Are you coming in, Henrietta, or is my cottage insufficiently grand for you?
oh, I may not stay. Thank you, Mary. I am here solely to invite you to call at the Great House this evening.
That's very kind.
To meet Captain Frederick Wentworth. By all accounts, a most charming and agreeable gentleman. And he is to call on us. tonight.
Oh, we shall be present. Henrietta, have no fear.
I've reset the collarbone.
And the spine.
Time will tell.
Should I take him to bed?
No. Leave him where he is.
What may I give him?
Water.
What happened?
He fell from a tree.
How can you contemplate such a thing? How can you abandon your son and heir for a dinner?
The child is doing well. The apothecary is content. What more is there for a father to do? I need my gloves.
Nursing does not belong to a man, Mary. It is not his province.
I'm as fond of my child as any mother, but I have not the nerves for the sick room. Oh, this is always my luck. If there is anything disagreeable going on, men are sure to get out of it.
But could you be comfortable spending the whole evening away from little Charles?
Well, if his father can, why shouldn't I?
Then go along and dine at the Great House. Leave the boy to my care.
Dear me. That's a very good thought. You don't mind? I too wish to meet Captain Wentworth. And you, Anne, are by far the properest person to sit with the boy. For you haven't a mother's feelings, have you?
He did inquire after you slightly, as might suit a former slight acquaintance. He was very attentive to me, however, and Charles and he made instant friends. In fact, I believe they're to shoot together this morning.
But they will not call here?
No, no, on account of the child.
Oh, on account of the child.
For the dogs.
What?
I've come for the dogs. We're just setting off. Captain Wentworth follows with Henrietta and Louisa. Mary may call on you.
Why, certainly.
Here he comes now.
Miss Musgrove's ma'am and Captain Wentworth.
Morning, Mary.
Morning, Anne.
Mrs. Musgrove.
It is most pleasant to see you again so soon, Captain.
How's your boy?
Oh, much better, thank you. He's taken some broth. I believe, Captain, that you are acquainted with my elder sister, Anne.
We have met once.
Captain Wentworth.
I wish young Charles a very speedy recovery, Mrs. Musgrove. Henrietta and Louisa swear he's quite a character, Wentworth. Your husband, I hear, is a very decent shot. I better not let him grab the best position. And I see I have intruded on your breakfast. Forgive me. Good day.
Shall we walk with them?
Oh, yes.
And so shall I.
What's often come shooting, Charles.
Not that often, Frederick, no.
Had you good hunting, Mary?
Oh, upon my word, yes. We bagged. Oh, ever so many birds. But that Captain Wentworth is not very gallant towards you, Anne. When Henrietta asked him what he thought of you, he said you were so altered, you would not have known you again.
Do you suppose we live on board without anything to eat? Or any cooks, or any servants, or any knife and fork to use? We ain't savages. Now, let me tell you about the Asp, my first command. We sailed away on the Asp in the year 1806.
We have a navy list. We shall look her up.
They made me send for it, Captain. You're from Plymouth.
Well, you won't find it in the new list, I'm afraid. She's been broken up for scrap. Yes, I was the last man to command her 8 years ago, and she was hardly fit for service then. Nearly sank on several occasions, the Asp. Then I should have only been a gallant Captain Wentworth in a small paragraph at the bottom corner of a newspaper, and you'd never have heard of me.
Yet still you took her out? Oh, my word.
Well, the Admiralty likes to entertain itself now and then by sending a few hundred men to sea on a ship hardly fit to be employed.
Well said.
Lucky fella to get her. Lucky fella to get anything so soon.
I felt my luck, I assure you. Well, I was well satisfied with the position. I was extremely keen at the time, in the year 6, to be at sea. I was extremely keen. Badly wanted to be doing something.
Well, naturally you did. What should a young fellow like you do ashore for half a year together? When a man has no wife, he wants to be afloat again.
Yes, well, I had no wife in the Essex.
And then, Captain Wentworth, what came next?
The Laconia.
The Laconia. Find the Laconia.
Those were great days when I had the Laconia.
Here she is. HMS Laconia, 74-gun frigate, second class.
Yeah, a friend and I had a fine cruise off the West Indies in the Laconia, taking enough privateers to make it very entertaining and make us quite rich. Do you remember Captain Harwell, Admiral?
Oh,
yeah. Excellent fellow. I wonder what's become of him.
Did not you bring Mrs. Harville and her children round from Portsmouth to Plymouth that spring?
Yes, what of it? I'd bring anything of Harville's from the world's end if he asked me to.
And this from the man famous in the Navy for declaring he will never have a woman on his ship.
What, never? Except for a ball, of course.
It's from no lack of gallantry towards women, Mrs. Musgrave. Rather the reverse. You see, it's impossible to make the accommodation on board ship suitable for a party of ladies.
Why, Frederick, I have lived on 5.
Yes, but Sophie, you were living with your husband, and you were the only woman on
But
board.
that is not to the purpose. I hate to hear you talking about all women as though they were fine ladies instead of rational creatures. We none of us want to be in calm waters all our lives.
When he has a wife, Sophie, he will sing a different tune. When he is married, if we have the good luck to live to another war, we shall see him very grateful to anybody who will bring him his wife.
Oh, no, I haven't done. When once married people begin to attack me with, oh, you shall think very differently when you are married. I can only say, no, I shall. And then they say again, oh, yes, you shall. And there's an end of it. Mrs. Musgrave.
You must have been a great traveller, ma'am.
Well, I have crossed the Atlantic 4 times, and I have been once to the East Indies and to different places around home, Cork and Lisbon and Gibraltar. But I was never in the West Indies. We do not call Bermuda or Bahama the West Indies, Mrs. Musgrove, as you know.
I do not think Mamma's ever called them anything in the whole course of her life.
But did you never suffer any sickness, Mrs. Grove?
No. The only time that I ever imagined myself unwell or had any ideas of danger was the winter that I passed on my own at Deal, when the Admiral, Captain Croft then, was away on the North Seas. That I did not like. But as long as we could be together, nothing ever ailed me. Not a thing.
Oh, I beg your pardon. This is your seat.
Not at all.
No, never. She has quite given up dancing. Henrietta is Henry.
Henry?
Captain Wentworth. This is our cousin from Winthrop, Henry Hayter.
Sir.
£20,000. He told me he's made £20,000 in the war. It'd be a capital match for either of my sisters. Which do you think the most probable Anne to marry the captain? Mary gives it for Henrietta and for Louisa.
I do not think Henrietta has the right to throw herself away on Henry Hayter. She must think of her family. It's very inconvenient of any young woman to give bad connections to those who've not been used to them.
Henry's a good-natured, he's a good sort of fellow. And he stands to inherit very pretty property at Winthrop. Henrietta might do far worse. If she has him, and Louisa can get the captain, I should be well satisfied. What say you, Anne? Which one is the captain in love with?
But why should I shift my ground? There's Mama and Papa to think about. Henry Hayter is a man they both admire. Arrangements have been made. Do come to your senses.
Good morning. Good morning. Won't you come in and sit with us a little?
Thank you. But we're to go for a long walk.
Oh, I am fond of a long walk.
This is a very long walk.
Well, why is everybody always supposing I'm not a good walker? I should like to join you very much. Come on, let's fetch our wraps.
Mary, we have our puzzle to fit.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Louisa, Henrietta, Mary.
We're going on a long walk.
Oh, you're tired, Charles. No. And neither am I. Shall we join them?
Ah, of course.
Mary?
Oh, that would be a pleasure.
where the gig will overturn today.
Oh, do not be cruel.
No, but it happens every time they go out. I mean, he's a first-rate sailor, but on land, I mean, fortunately, my sister is as happy to be tossed into the ditch as not.
Well, if I loved a man as she loves the Admiral, I should do just the same. Nothing would ever separate us. And I would rather be overturned by him than driven safely by somebody else.
Fine words, Louisa.
Getting out of it. Trying to get out of it.
Bless my soul, that's Winthrop.
I see Henry's finished the new barn.
Well, now I think we'd better turn back. I'm feeling excessively tired. Come along, Henrietta.
Now we've come this far, I ought to call on my Aunt Hayter. Mary, you will accompany me.
Certainly not.
You might rest a quarter of an hour in her kitchen.
No, indeed. Walking back up that hill will do me more harm than any sitting down in her kitchen will do me good. I intend to rest here, thank you, and then go home. Henrietta may rest with me. She does not want to go down there either. Do you, dear?
Well, I will do my duty to my aunt.
Louisa! It's most unpleasant having such connections. But I assure you, I have never been in that house above twice in my life.
Shall we try and glean some nuts in the hedgerow?
Indeed, yes.
My seat is damp. I'm sure Louisa has found a better.
Oh, leave her be, Mary.
No, I will not be damp.
Oh, I cannot bear such nonsense. I would not be turned back from a thing I had determined to do by the airs and interference of such a person. I am not so easily persuaded.
Would she have turned back then, but for you?
I am ashamed to say that she would.
Henrietta's very lucky to have you for a sister. Stick always to your purpose, Louisa. Be firm. I shall like you the more for it.
Mary has a great deal too much of the Elliot pride. We all wish that Charles had married Anne instead.
Did Charles want to marry Anne?
Did you not know?
You mean she refused him?
Yes.
When was that?
About a year before he married Mary. If only Anne had accepted him. We should have all have liked her a great deal better. My parents think it was Lady Russell's doing. That my brother, not being philosophical enough for her taste, she persuaded Anne to refuse him.
I had better sit your side, Anne, if you have had your rest.
Mary? Anne? Captain Wentworth, I don't believe you know Mr. Hayter. Captain Wentworth, Henry?
Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
Admiral! And Sophie. I've been to Winthrop and back.
The ladies must be exhausted.
Oh, no.
There is a seat for one. It will save full a mile.
Yes. Oh, Anne, You must be tired. Now, do give us the pleasure of taking you home.
But there's not room, Mrs. Croft.
Nonsense. Sophie and I will squash up.
Yes.
Were we all as slim as you, there would be room for 4.
Right.
Walk on.
It's nice and warm.
I wish Frederick would spread a little more canvas and bring us home one of those nice young ladies to Calinch. This hesitation comes with the peace. If it were war, he would have settled it long ago. Do you not think, Sophie, that your brother is ready to fall in love?
I think my brother's ready to make a very foolish match, George. Anybody between 15 and 30 may have him for the asking. A little beauty, a few smiles, a few compliments at the Navy, and he's a lost man.
Is it a love letter, Frederick?
No, it's for my old friend Harville, who's settled in Lyme. How far away is that?
Was it 16, 17 miles?
I'll ride there tomorrow.
Well, you're fond of this Harville, I think.
Oh, indeed I am. We've had some great sport in the far corners of the world. Unfortunately, he's not in good health. A leg wound got in the war. But if you could meet him, Charles, I'm sure you'd love him as I do.
Well, why don't we make a visit? All together. I've long had a wish to see Lyme.
Oh, yes, Charles, please.
Oh, let us go, please.
Please. May we take Anne, too?
Of course. Let it be Anne's treat. Soon she must leave us for Bath.
We're to go to Lyme, Mary. I do not like the sea.
Before we enter Harville's house, I must warn you that lodging there is a Captain Bennick, who was my first lieutenant on the Laconia. He was devoted to Harville's sister and was set to marry her on our return. But Phoebe died while we were still at sea.
I believe this is it.
Harville!
Oh, damn my eyes, it does me good to see you.
Any friends of yours are welcome in my house.
Charles, may I introduce... forgive me, ladies. I'll introduce Captain Harville, Mrs. Harville, and Captain Bennick.
Good day.
How do you do?
Good day. I'm very pleased to meet you all. You've certainly cheered us up. Please treat our home as if it were your own.
You must stay to supper. Have we food?
Do you remember what we ate in Minorca?
Octopus! Octopus.
Do admire the Navy. These sailors have more worth than any other set of men in England.
what do you find to occupy yourself with in Lyme, Captain Bennet?
I read.
Well. And what do you read, Captain Bennet?
Poetry.
We are living through a great age for poetry, I think.
You read it too, Miss Elliot? Tell me, do you prefer Marmion or the Lady of the Lake?
Like the dew on the mountain, like the foam on the river,
Like the bubble on the fountain, thou art gone.
and forever.
Fare thee well, thus disunited, torn from every nearer tie, seared in heart and lone and blighted. More than this I scarce can die.
I do not know that one.
Byron.
You ought perhaps to include a larger allowance of prose in your daily study. Too much poetry may be unsafe.
Thank you for your kindness, but you cannot know the depth of my despair. Phoebe would have married me before I went to sea, but I told her we should wait for money. Money.
Come now, Captain Benwick. Come now, you will rally again. You must.
You have no conception of what I have lost.
Yes, I have.
Morning, Anne.
Morning.
Morning, Harriet.
Good morning.
We were just on our way back for breakfast.
Oh, we shall join you.
No, I do apologise.
Oh, it is nothing, sir.
Got clippers for breakfast.
Fetch me a piece of dry toast and some jam.
Margaret toast. Whose carriage is that, landlord? Looks pretty fine.
A gentleman of means, sir. He come in last night from Sidmouth on his way to Bath, and Mr. Elliot.
Mr. Elliot? Mr. Elliot?
Oh, it's the man we passed on the beach.
Bless me. It must be our cousin. Did his servant say if he belonged to the Kellynch family?
No, ma'am. Oh, he do say his master will be a baronet one day.
There, it's him. Mr. Elliot, the heir to Kellynch Hall. Do you think he had the Elliot countenance? I hardly noticed him. I was looking at the horses. But I think he had something of the Elliot countenance. Do not you, Anne? How very extraordinary. What a pity we'd no chance to introduce ourselves.
Mary, recall that Father and Mr. Elliot have not been on speaking terms for several years. They would neither of them wish us to introduce ourselves.
Quite lucky then you didn't bump into him.
Where's my toast?
I have enjoyed our debates.
I too.
I wonder if I might.
Hmm?
That is...
Yes. Let's get out these steps.
Look here, Louisa. Oh. Oh, I don't like it. Oops. Catch me.
Louisa, be careful. There.
Louisa, stop
Too high, Louisa. Louisa, it's too high. Louisa, that is too
I
high.
am determined, Captain.
Louisa, do not be so foolish! Louisa!
Oh, Mary, I beg of you. No, she breathes. She breathes.
What shall I do? What shall I do?
Rub her hands, rub her temples. Louisa. Louisa.
Oh, God.
Louisa.
I don't remember.
Fetch a surgeon. No, Bennick! Bennick will know where to go.
Yes, yes, of course.
Louisa? Carry her to the Harvilles.
Oh, yes. Hold it.
Gently.
A message should be sent to Applecross directly. And Henrietta should be taken home to her mother.
Either you or I must go, Charles.
I cannot leave my sister.
Lay her in my bed.
Well, I think it should be Anne. No one's so capable as Anne. You will stay, won't you? Stay and nurse her.
Why should I go away instead of Anne? Anne is nothing to Louisa. I am family. Really, it is too unkind.
Please, Mary.
No. Let Anne take Henrietta.
If only...
Yes.
And I regret that damned foolish. Damned foolish. Get up!
And prepare the chaise. You saddle away. And Thomas, come and take this collar. Up, Barnaby! Ma!
Shouldn't you?
Ma! Ma, she's conscious! Ma, she'll live!
It always rains in Bath.
I'm pleased to have you here with us, Anne.
Thank you, Father.
You'll make a fourth at dinner. That must be deemed an advantage. Now, I've frequently observed that one handsome face will be followed by 30 or 35 frights. Once, when I was standing in a shop in Bond Street, I counted 87 women go by, one after the other, without there being a tolerable face among them. But then, it was a frosty morning, which scarcely one woman in 1,000 can stand the test of. And as for the men, they're infinitely worse. The streets are full of scarecrows.
Mr. Elliot is hardly a scarecrow.
Mr. Elliot is not ill-looking at all.
Mr. Elliot? Our cousin?
Mr. Elliot has been most attentive during our time in Bath. He's come to call almost every day. He's a most engaging friend, Colonel Wallace.
But I thought...
We may see him this afternoon, and then you shall perceive, Anne, what a gentleman he is.
And such fine manners.
I saw him, in fact, in Lyme.
Saw whom?
Mr. Elliot. We met by chance at Lyme.
Perhaps it was Mr. Elliot.
It was.
Well, I don't know. It might have been. Perhaps.
What's the news, Sir Walter?
A concert in the assembly room. To be given in Italian. A display of fireworks. But here is news indeed. Most vital news.
Father?
The Dowager Lady de Wimple and the Honourable Miss Carteret are arrived in Laura Place.
Our cousins.
Will they receive us, do you think?
They would not snub us, surely.
If it please God, let them not snub us.
Mr. Elliot. Sir Walter.
Mr. Elliot.
Lady. I happen to be passing by.
Come in,
Mr.
come
Elliot.
in. You do not know, I think, Mr. Elliot, my younger daughter, Anne.
Oh, but we have had a glimpse of each other, Sir Walter. On the seashore, down at Lyme. I heard of the terrible accident there after I had left. Is the young lady quite...
Oh, she's making a good recovery, I believe. Thank you, Mr. Elliot. But slowly.
Good. I'm glad. It must have been deeply distressing.
Yes.
Which young lady, pray?
One of the Musgroves, Louisa.
Oh. Farmer's daughter.
Mr. Elliot, a guest at Camden Place. Mr. Elliot.
He paid his respects after luncheon and was received with great cordiality.
But he and your father have not exchanged one word since his most inappropriate marriage.
He is now a widower, Lady Russell. He shows a strong desire for reconciliation. He holds my father, he says, in high esteem.
It's perfectly natural that now he is older, Mr. Elliot should begin to appreciate the value of blood and connection.
Oh, good morning, Lady Russell.
Good morning. Has he manners?
Very good manners, and correct opinions, and wide knowledge of the world.
Oh, this is all most agreeable. The heir presumptive reformed, and on good terms with the head of his family. Most agreeable.
I suspect Mr. Elliot also wishes to be on good terms with my sister, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth is many hours at her dressing table when Mr. Elliot is expected,
Lady Willoughby, Sir Henry, good morning.
Good morning, Lady Russell.
Tell me, did you attend the Philosophical Society?
Why, yes.
Was the resolution carried?
It was. The atheists were routed. Thoroughly routed.
Did dear Sir William speak?
He did, and I
Miss
Oh, we are here to improve the Admiral's health.
Admiral, what's the problem?
Oh, dry land, my dear. Dry land. It appears it does not agree with me legs.
Oh, dear. Well, come and take some of this water. You are looking terrible.
Now that she is settled here, I cannot suppose myself wanted. Perhaps I ought to go home.
There is no need to do that, I assure you. She is nothing to me compared to you.
My dear madam, as yet you've seen nothing of Bath. You must not run away from us now. Ah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We wait this morning upon our cousins, Anne, the Dowager Lady de Wimple and the Honourable Miss Carteret. You'll accompany us, I hope.
If you wish.
A Viscountess. She is a Viscountess! And family.
Family connections are always worth preserving. We shall call and be presented. Your looks are greatly improved, Anne. You're less thin in your person and in your cheeks, and your complexion's fresher. What are you using? Gowland's lotion?
No, nothing.
I recommend the constant use of Gowland's during the spring months. Mrs. Clay is using it, and you see what it's done for her. It's quite carried away her freckles.
Sir Walter Elliot, late of Kellynch Hall. Lady Russell. Miss Elizabeth Elliot. Miss Anne Elliot. And
Mrs. Clay.
And Mrs. Clay.
My father declared it a notable success. But I can discern no superiority of manner, accomplishment, or understanding in the Dalrymples, and that is all there is to it.
Good company is always worth seeking. They may be nothing in themselves, but they will collect good company around them.
My idea of good company, Mr. Elliot, is the fellowship of clever, well-informed people who have a great deal of conversation and a liberality of ideas. That is what I call good company.
That is not good company. That is the best. Good company requires only birth, education, and manners. And with regard to education, it is not very particular. My dear cousin, the Dalrymples will move in the first set in Bath this winter, and as rank is rank, your being known to be related will be highly advantageous.
I perceive your value for rank and connection to be greater than mine.
Not at all. You're simply too proud to admit it.
Am I?
Yes. I think we are very alike.
Are we? In what respect?
In one respect, I'm certain. We both feel that every opportunity for your father to mix in the best society may be of use in diverting his attentions from those who are beneath him.
You presume to know me very well, Mr. Elliot.
In my heart, I know you intimately.
Westgate Buildings? And who is this invalid you visit in Westgate Buildings?
Mrs. Smith.
Mrs. Smith.
A widow.
A widow, Mrs. Smith. And what is her attraction? That she's old and sickly. Upon my word, Miss Anne Elliot, you have the most extraordinary taste. Everything that revolts other people is inviting to you.
She is a former schoolfellow of mine, father, and I'm engaged to spend this afternoon with her.
Lady de Wimple's invitation is most pressing. Could you not put off this old person till tomorrow?
It is the only afternoon for some time which would at once suit her and myself.
So you would snub Lady de Wimple for Mrs. Smith lodging in Westgate Buildings? You would prefer an everyday Mrs. Smith Your own family connections among the nobility of England and Ireland. Mrs. Smith, such a name. Once and for all, will you or will you not accompany us to a tea party at our cousins the De Wimples?
No, sir, I will not. I have a prior engagement with Mrs. Smith, who is not the only widow in Bath with little to live on and no surname of dignity.
Do you not suffer from melancholy?
How could I be melancholy when you are come to visit?
Can you walk at all?
No, but I will not allow sickness to ruin my spirits.
Did your husband leave you any money?
Very little. His affairs had utterly collapsed. And it is all spent on Nurse Rook, who, besides carrying me into the hot bath, brings me my one source of consolation. Delicious gossip from the world outside.
So you are a spy, Nurse Rook.
I keep my ears open, that's all.
What have you heard of my friend here?
Well, I know her cousin, Mr. Elliot, thinks terribly highly of her. How on earth do you know that? I attend on Colonel Wallace's wife, who's indisposed with the baby. And she says that Colonel Wallace says that Mr. Elliot says that
Enough! You see, Anne, there are no secrets in Bath.
You remember my brother-in-law, Frederick?
Yes?
Well, we thought he was to marry Louisa Musgrove. Well, how'd you do? He courted her week after week.
Yes.
The only wonder was, what were they waiting for? Till the business at Lyme happened. When, of course, it was clear that they must wait till her brain was set to right. Now, the matter has taken the strangest turn of all. Frederick has removed to Shropshire.
Good morning.
How'd you do? And the young lady, instead of being to marry him, is to marry James Benwick. Well, you know James Benwick.
I'm a little acquainted with Captain Benwick, yes.
Oh, she is to marry him.
I confess I'm amazed.
Oh, certainly, it's unforeseen, but it's true. We have it in a letter from Frederick himself.
But their minds are so dissimilar.
Yes, but they were thrown together several weeks, and Louisa, just recovering from illness, would have been in an interesting state.
No doubt Louisa will learn to be an enthusiast for Scott and Byron.
Aye, that's learned already.
Of course. Of course, they fell in love over poetry.
So, Frederick is unshackled and free.
And, is he bitter?
Not at all. Not at all. The letter is sanguine. There's barely an oath in it from beginning to end. You would not think, from his way of writing, that he'd ever thought about this young, what's her name?
Louisa.
Yeah, Louisa for himself at all. So, poor Frederick will have to begin all over again with somebody else.
Oh, this rain.
I'm sure Mr. Elliot will return in a moment.
I believe that Mullen's marzipan is as fine as any in Bath. You're not you, Penelope?
Oh, yes, it is quite as...
I found Lady Dalrymple's carriage. She will be pleased to convey you home. She has a lass room only for two.
It's no trouble to me to walk.
Nonsense, you have a cold. Anne can walk.
Well, really, I am content. You might show me that parasol that you mentioned.
You'll ruin your shoes. Anne has thick boots on. Mr. Elliot, would you be so kind?
I should be delighted to escort Miss Anne.
Then that's settled. Please tell the coachman that we're ready.
And
Miss Anne, are you unwell? I would just... I'll just get some water.
Excuse me. Excuse me, please. Good morning, Captain Wentworth.
Miss Elliot.
So, you are come to Bath?
Well, yes, I am.
And how do you like it?
Bath? Well, I've yet to see it.
Oh, of course.
Your family?
Yes.
Are they in health?
They are, thank you.
And you, are you in health?
I'm very well indeed, thank you, Captain.
Lady Durhampool's carriage for the Miss Elliots.
That's us.
You're not going too?
There is no room. I shall walk.
But it's raining.
Oh, very little. Nothing that I regard. I like to walk.
Though I only got here yesterday, I'm already armed for Bath. Please, take it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting. Shall we set off? The rain has eased.
Good morning, Captain. How do you do, Captain?
Well, thank you, Miss Elliot.
You've come for the concert?
No, I have come for a lecture in navigation. Am I in the wrong place? I've hardly seen you since that wretched day at Lyme. I'm afraid you must have suffered somewhat from the shock, the more so from it not overpowering you at the time.
Oh, I do not think I was in danger from suffering from not being overpowered. Thank you, Captain.
When you had the presence of mind to send Captain Benwick for a surgeon, I'll bet you had little idea of the consequences.
No, I had none. But I hope it will be a very happy match.
Indeed, I too wish them luck. They have no difficulties to contend with at home. No opposition. No caprice, no delays. And yet, Louisa Musgrove is a very amiable, sweet-tempered girl, and not unintelligent, but Benwick, he's something more. He's a clever man, a reading man, and I do view... suddenly attaching himself to her like that. A man in his situation, with a broken heart. I mean, Phoebe Harville was a wonderful woman, and he was devoted to her, and a man does not recover from such a devotion to such a woman. He ought not. He does not.
Did you stay long at Lyme?
A fortnight, till we were assured of Louisa's recovery. The country roundabout is very fine. I walked and rode a great deal.
I should like to see it again.
Would you? I would have thought... I mean, the distress, too painful.
But when the pain is over... I have travelled so little. Every fresh place is of interest to me. One day I should very much like to see it again.
It was my doing. Solely mine. Louisa would not have been obstinate if I had not been weak. And I have never...
Lady de Wimple. May I have the pleasure?
combine in eternal union. That is the literal meaning of the word. To give the sense would not, I think, be proper. And besides, I am a poor Italian scholar.
Yes, I see you are. I see you have only enough of the language to translate it at sight into clear, comprehensible English. You need not say anything more of your ignorance. Here is complete proof.
Well, I should hate to be examined by a real proficient, Mr. Elliot.
You are too modest. The world is not aware of half of your accomplishments.
This is too much flattery.
I do not think I could ever flatter you enough.
A well-looking man, yes, very well-looking man.
Very fine young man indeed. More air than one often sees in Bath. Irish, I dare say.
Captain Wentworth of the Navy. A bowing acquaintance. His sister is married to a tenant of mine in Somersetshire.
Do you take my meaning, Anne? Or must I translate for you?
Please excuse me a moment. Oh, Captain, are you leaving already?
Yes.
But the music is good, is it not?
I neither know nor care.
But will you not What? Oh, this is too sudden.
Is it?
But what is the matter with you?
Nothing at all.
Miss Elliot, you must come back to explain the Italian again. Miss Carteret is anxious to know what she is to hear.
Good night.
But the next song is very beautiful. It's a very beautiful love song. Is that not worth your staying for?
No, there's nothing worth my staying for.
It is beginning. Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Oh, I say, Charles, isn't it delightful?
But Mary, dear, where are you staying? We were at the White Hart with Mrs. Musgrove and Henrietta and Captain Harville. You remember a man from Lyme?
Of course.
Come and see upstairs.
Oh, yes.
And what brings Mrs. Musgrove to Bath?
She's come to buy wedding clothes for Henrietta and Louisa. It is so exciting, it makes me feel giddy. A double wedding.
What do you think for Louisa's hair, Anne? This one or this one?
Oh, Louisa has become so severe, Mamma. I wonder she will want a ribbon in her hair at all. Give her a book of verse to hold instead.
Look who I found, Mamma.
Captain Wentworth.
Good day.
morning.
Captain
Good morning,
Good morning,
Charles.
Anne.
Good morning, Charles.
And I've done something, Mamma, that you'll like. I've been to the theatre and I've secured a box for tomorrow night.
Charles.
And you will accompany us, I do hope.
Oh, I am obliged to you, Mrs. Musgrove, but I cannot. There is an evening party at Camden Place, to which I understand you shall all be invited.
It's an evening party.
Well, if it depended only on me, Charles, I assure you I should prefer the theatre. But I have an obligation to my family.
Then we shall go another time, when you are free to join us.
Thank you.
Captain Harville, come and sit with me. I am desperately in need of a fresh opinion.
Perhaps you have not been in Bath long enough to learn to enjoy these parties they give.
They mean nothing to me. Those who hold them believe the theatre to be beneath their dignity. But I am no card player.
No. You never were, were you?
Anne, there is Mrs. Clay, I am sure, standing under the colonnade and a gentleman with her. Bless my soul, it's Mr. Elliot.
No, it cannot be Mr. Elliot. He has gone out of Bath for 2 days to stay with his friends in Combe Park.
Upon my word, I think I may be supposed to know my own cousin. Come and look. Is it not, Mr. Elliot?
But you must see the aptness of the match. You would step into your dear mother's shoes as mistress of Kellynch. Anybody capable of thought must approve it.
Oh, he is very charming, but my instinct tells me
Instinct? This is no time for instinct. Look at the facts. The present Mr. Elliot is the most
Yes, but
eligible
what of the
gentleman
past, Mr. Elliot? Why has his character altered so completely? Why do I feel I know him so little?
You do not know him?
Oh, he is charming, he is clever, but I have never seen any burst of feeling, any warmth of fury or delight.
You will come to know him.
That is not what I want.
Miss Elliot, there is a gentleman of the Navy wishes to meet privately with you concerning Kellynch Hall in Somerset, he says.
It must be the Admiral. Please excuse me.
I have a commission from my Admiral, and I must discharge it, though you may think me impertinent. But remember, I speak for him. The Admiral is aware that everything is settled for a union between Mr. Elliot and yourself. It has occurred to the Admiral that when you are married, it might be your wish to return to Kellynch Hall. And I have been charged to tell you that if this should be what you wish, the Admiral will cancel his lease and that he and my sister will find themselves another place. There, I've done my duty. Do you wish it? All you have to do is give me a yes or a no, and we are both released.
The Admiral is too kind.
Just say it. Yes or no.
Why is everyone assuming that...
Captain Wentworth.
Lady Russell.
You have an extraordinary ability to discompose my friend, sir.
You have an extraordinary ability to influence her, ma'am, for which I find it hard to forgive you.
God bless you, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Oh, why does the whole town suffer this dreadful misapprehension that I shall marry him?
Well, I mean, shan't you?
No.
Oh, I have to say I'm relieved to hear it.
Why?
Because did you never wonder why a man who for years had held the honour of your family as cheap as dirt, who showed not the slightest interest in the baronetcy or the Kellynch estate, should suddenly show such interest?
What do you know?
I was at Colonel Wallace's yesterday, and I chanced to hear him complain to his wife that Mr. Elliot required another loan.
But he is rich.
He was rich. He has lost it. His style of life is a sham. He lives on borrowed money.
Are you saying he pays his attentions to me because
he wants the title? He wants the land. He heard of your sister's friend, Mrs. Clare.
Who is hoping perhaps to become the next Lady Elliot.
And who knows, to provide Sir Walter with a son.
An heir.
So, if he marries you, he gains some footing in the family and exerts his influence on your father
and keeps his inheritance.
But why did you say nothing of this before?
We have only just learnt it.
Oh, despicable.
Well, Miss Musgrove and my brother Hayter, they met again.
Good morning, Mrs. Musgrove. Good morning, Mrs. Crowe.
Oh, they are all gone shopping, Anne. But Henrietta has given me strict instructions to keep you here till they return.
Oh.
Please come and sit with us.
Oh, thank you.
So, ma'am, all things considered, as Henry Hayter was wild about it, and my daughter pretty near as bad, we thought, let them marry at once and make the best of it. At any rate, said I to Papa, it will be better than a long engagement. Oh, thing I so abominate for young people as a long engagement. Oh, no, it is always as valuable to be engaged.
Do you know who this is?
Oh, it's Captain Benwick.
Yes. But it was not done for Louisa Musgrove. This was drawn up the Cape for my poor sister. And now I have the charge of getting it set for another. It's too much for me, I confess. So he undertakes it. He's writing instructions to the frame makers now. Poor Phoebe. She would not have forgotten him so soon. It's not in her nature.
It would not be in the nature of any woman who truly loved.
Do you claim that for your sex?
We do not forget you as soon as you forget us. We cannot help ourselves. We live at home, quiet, confined, and our feelings prey upon us. You always have business of some sort or other to take you back into the world.
I will not allow it to be any more man's nature than women's to be inconstant, or to forget those they love or have loved. I believe the reverse. I believe in... Have you finished your letter?
Not quite. A few lines yet.
Let me just observe that all histories are against you. All stories, prose and verse. I don't think I ever opened a book in my life which did not have something to say on women's fickleness.
But they were all written by men.
I suppose so. If I could only make you understand what a man suffers when he takes a last look at his wife and children and watches the boat that he has sent them off in, as long as it's in sight, and then turns away and says, God knows whether we'll ever meet again. If I could only show you the glow of his soul when he does see them once more, when, coming back after a 12-month perhaps, and obliged to put into another port, he calculates how soon he can get them there, pretending to deceive himself and saying they cannot be here till such a day, but all the while hoping for them 12 hours sooner. And seeing them arrive at last, as if heaven had given them wings.
Oh, I believe you capable of everything great and good. So long as, if I may, so long as the woman you love lives, and lives for you. All the privilege I claim for my own sex, and it is not a very enviable one, you need not covet it, is that of loving longest, when all hope is gone.
Here, Frederick, you and I must part company, I believe.
One moment, Sophie.
But we shall all have the pleasure of meeting again this evening at your party.
Harville.
Thank you so much.
If you're ready, I'm at your service.
Good morning, Miss Elliot, and God bless.
Good morning, Anne.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, where on earth have Henrietta and Mary got themselves to?
Forgive me, Mrs. Musgrove. I left my umbrella. Ma'am.
Good day, Captain Wentworth.
I can listen no longer in silence.
I must speak to you by such means as are within my reach. You pierce my soul. I am half agony, half hope. Tell me not that I am too late, that such precious feelings are gone forever. I offer myself to you again with a heart even more your own than when you almost broke it 8 years and a half ago.
Dare not say that man forgets sooner than woman, that his love has an earlier death. I have loved none but you. Unjust I may have been, weak and resentful
I have been, but never inconstant. You alone have brought me to Bath. For you alone I think and plan. Have you not seen this? Can you fail to have understood my wishes? I had not waited at least 10 days when I have read your feelings.
I must go, uncertain of my fate.
I shall return or follow your party as soon as possible. A word,
a look will be enough to decide whether I enter your father's house this evening or never.
Charles liked it.
Did he? And is something the matter?
Look at you. Oh, and I feel a little faint, Mrs. Musgrove. I will go home if I may.
By all means, my dear. Go home directly and take care of yourself so you may be fit for this evening. Yes. Charles, go and call a chair.
No, I assure you, Mrs. Musgrove, I am well able to walk. Good morning.
Go.
Charles, I want you to assure Captain Wentworth and Captain Harville that we hope to see them both tonight.
It was understood.
I'm
sure it was
I
understood.
do not think it was understood. They must come, do you hear? You will see them again this morning. Do promise me you will mention it.
You may mention it yourself. Frederick, which way are you going?
I hardly know.
Are you going near Camden Place? Because if you are, I shall have no scruple in asking you to take Anne's arm to her father's door. She's rather done for this morning, and I just seem eager to be at the gunsmith. He promised me the sight of a capital gun he's just about to send off. A goodie like that double barrel of mine, which she once shot with.
I shall have time to take it, Charles.
Thank you.
I tried to forget you. I thought I had.
Vi lascerà a bocca aperta! Bestie feroci dell'Africa nera! Belli dal circo!
Captain Wentworth arrives, you must not monopolise him. It's a very bad habit of yours.
Bonaparte has got off Albin, raised an army in France. It seems there's to be another war.
So you will be leaving us again, Admiral Croft?
When you make a decision, Anne, you must stick with it. There's no going back. At your age, I found out what I wanted. I decided to marry. And I am married. Till I die. I hope one day to see you do the same.
I hope so too.
Miss Elliot, may we speak a moment? Have you thought any further about my offer?
What offer was that, Mr. Elliot?
My offer to flatter and adore you all the days of your life.
I haven't really had a moment, Mr. Elliot, to turn my mind to it.
Captain Wentworth and Captain Harville.
Captain Wentworth, come in. Come in. What would you play, whist?
I have come on business, Sir Walter.
Business?
My proposal of marriage to your daughter, Anne, has been accepted, and I respectfully request permission to fix a date.
Anne? You want to marry Anne? Whatever for?